When we think about meaningful relationships, especially those that stand the test of time and carry the weight of spiritual significance, one factor emerges quietly but powerfully above all else: alignment of purpose and shared values. This is not a poetic idea meant only to inspire or soothe us. It is a foundational truth that undergirds whether two lives can truly walk together in harmony over the long arc of time. Too often, people approach relationships with a checklist of qualities that lean heavily on personality traits, external compatibilities, or circumstantial convenience. Yet time and experience consistently reveal that the most enduring partnerships, especially those orchestrated by a higher hand, are not based merely on how much fun you have together, how similar your hobbies are, or how strongly you feel attracted in the moment. Instead, they are based on whether, at the deepest level, you and the other person are walking in the same direction, driven by values and a sense of purpose that align seamlessly. When God brings someone into your life as a chosen partner, one of the clearest signs is this invisible alignment that doesn't need to be forced. You begin to notice that your convictions about life, your understanding of right and wrong, your definition of success, and your vision for how you want to show up in the world all harmonize without exhaustive negotiation or endless compromise. It doesn't mean you are identical or that you agree on every minute detail, but it means that at the level where it matters most, the foundation, you both stand on similar ground. The decisions you make, the priorities you hold, and the direction in which your lives are moving are not pulling each other apart. Rather, they are flowing naturally together. This type of alignment creates a relationship where both partners can grow without having to compromise their core identities. It is an unfortunate truth that in many relationships, one or both people feel the need to shrink, mold, or dilute their true selves just to maintain harmony. Over time, this creates silent frustration and erodes authenticity. But when your partner is divinely chosen, the need to sacrifice your values to preserve the relationship disappears. You are seen, heard, and respected in your core beliefs, and in return, you offer that same respect and understanding. There is no tug of war over life's fundamental questions: how you want to serve others, what role faith and spirituality play in your lives, how you want to build a family, how you view work ethics and community. These crucial matters are points of connection, not contention. What makes this alignment even more powerful is that it allows for both stability and flexibility. You feel secure because you know that, no matter what external challenges come your way, both of you are anchored to similar principles. It's like two trees whose roots have intertwined under the soil above ground. Storms may come, seasons may change, but beneath it all, there is a shared rootedness that keeps everything standing. This rootedness doesn't restrict growth. Instead, it provides a stable base from which both partners can explore, take risks, and pursue dreams, knowing that the relationship is not threatened by every new pursuit or unexpected life event. You don't need to choose between your calling and your relationship. Both can coexist, reinforce each other, and multiply impact. It is also important to recognize that alignment of purpose and shared values doesn't mean uniformity in all interests or talents. In fact, many divinely aligned couples complement each other precisely because their gifts, temperaments, and skills are different, but they are applied towards a common mission or vision. One partner might be more extroverted and outspoken, the other reflective and strategic. One might focus on serving the community directly, the other might build behind the scenes, but both are moving toward the same outcome. The diversity of approach enriches the partnership, but the unity of purpose keeps them walking side by side. When this happens, there is no hidden competition or jealousy over each other's roles. Instead, there is a deep appreciation and understanding of how each person contributes uniquely to a shared destiny. An often overlooked aspect of value alignment is how conflict is handled. Every relationship will encounter disagreements and challenges. However, when both partners are anchored in the same values, their approach to resolving issues reflects mutual respect, humility, and a commitment to long-term partnership over short-term victory. You don't fight to win against each other. You communicate to protect the relationship and realign with the purpose that brought you together. Disagreements become opportunities for refinement rather than threats of division. This is only possible when the foundation is solid and built on values that transcend ego, pride, and selfishness. Another dimension that emerges when purpose and values are aligned is a sense of legacy. You don't just think about how your relationship benefits you in the present moment. You begin to consider how your partnership can impact others and even future generations. This is a sign that the relationship carries divine intention. The focus shifts from "what can I get out of this" to "what can we build together that serves a higher cause." Whether that means nurturing a family, building a business that blesses others, serving your community, or simply living as an example of love, integrity, and partnership, the relationship takes on meaning far beyond personal gratification. Ultimately, clarity of purpose and alignment of values create a relationship where love is not just a feeling, but a mission. The connection becomes a partnership in the truest sense of the word, two people working in concert, each enhancing the other's strengths, covering each other's weaknesses, and lifting each other toward a life of deeper impact and fulfillment. And the beauty of it all is that you don't have to strive or manipulate to make it happen. When God orchestrates such a connection, it flows naturally. You meet someone and realize that, almost without trying, both of you are already moving in the same direction. That is not coincidence. It is divine alignment quietly unfolding in your life. There is a certain misconception that relationships meant for us must always be marked by excitement, unpredictability, and constant emotional highs. Many people unconsciously chase after the adrenaline of uncertainty, mistaking emotional turbulence for passion and instability for depth. Yet, when a partner is divinely chosen for you, the experience is often strikingly different. Instead of confusion, chaos, or emotional roller coasters, their presence ushers in an unexplainable peace and emotional stability that transcends superficial attraction. This peace is not to be confused with boredom or lack of passion. It is a deep inner stillness, a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are exactly where you need to be and with whom you need to be. It feels like a homecoming to a place you didn't realize your soul had been searching for. When God is orchestrating the introduction of someone destined to be your life partner, one of the earliest signs is this grounding calm that settles over you. You don't feel the need to perform, impress, or wear a mask to win their approval. You can breathe deeply around them. You can let down the defenses you've carried for years, perhaps even decades, without fear that vulnerability will be met with judgment or exploitation. This emotional safety creates a foundation on which real intimacy can flourish. There is no racing mind wondering whether you said the right thing or anxiety about whether they will call or show up. Their presence, and more importantly their consistency, creates a predictable sense of reassurance that allows you to relax and be fully yourself. What is remarkable about this kind of peace is that it exists even in the face of life's uncertainties. It does not mean that everything in the relationship is perfect or that there are no challenges in life, but even amid external storms, financial pressures, family issues, personal losses, or career changes, the connection itself remains an anchor. You find that the turbulence outside does not infect the relationship within. In fact, the relationship often becomes a source of refuge and renewal in difficult times. You do not have to walk through hardships alone because the chosen partner stands beside you with quiet strength, reminding you through actions and words that together you can weather any storm. Emotional stability in such a relationship shows itself in subtle but powerful ways. There are no mind games or manipulations meant to provoke jealousy, insecurity, or competition. Communication is clear and honest, not laced with hidden agendas or unspoken expectations. Disagreements, when they arise, are handled with calmness and mutual respect rather than explosive arguments or silent treatments that breed resentment. You both understand that conflict is not a threat, but an opportunity to understand each other better and to deepen the bond. This creates an atmosphere where neither person feels the constant need to walk on eggshells or guess their every move. Over time, this consistency builds an inner peace that is invaluable. Another dimension of this peace is the alignment between what your heart feels and what your intuition senses. Often in unstable or mismatched relationships, we experience a dissonance between what we want emotionally and what our inner wisdom warns us about. The heart craves closeness, but the gut senses danger, inconsistency, or misalignment. However, when a relationship is divinely appointed, there is no such war within yourself. Your heart and your intuition both agree, affirming each other quietly. You feel drawn toward the person not just emotionally, but also with an inner knowing that this connection is safe and life-giving. This congruence between emotion and intuition removes much of the inner turmoil that often accompanies uncertain or unhealthy relationships. This emotional stability also fosters a deep sense of self-confidence. Being with someone who offers peace and safety allows you to flourish in all areas of your life. You start to take more risks in your career, express yourself more fully in your creativity, and engage more deeply in your community, not because you are dependent on your partner, but because their consistent support provides the emotional safety net that emboldens you to expand. You are not drained by drama, insecurity, or mistrust, and therefore you have more emotional energy to invest in becoming the best version of yourself. Your partner's calm presence acts like fertile soil in which your dreams, talents, and ambitions can grow without fear of sabotage or indifference. Over time, the value of such peace becomes increasingly evident. Relationships that lack emotional stability often consume enormous amounts of mental and emotional energy. The constant ups and downs erode clarity of thought, hinder productivity, and stunt personal growth. But in a relationship marked by divine peace, there is an ongoing rejuvenation of your inner world. You are not only emotionally stable, but also spiritually, mentally, and even physically healthier. Science has shown that emotionally stable relationships can reduce stress, lower anxiety levels, and even improve physical health over time. Although we may not always connect spirituality to these tangible outcomes, the effects of a peaceful partnership ripple through every area of life. Ultimately, an unexplainable peace and emotional stability in a relationship is not something that can be artificially manufactured. It is a gift that comes from a higher orchestration, where two people's lives are woven together not just for personal fulfillment, but for a deeper, shared journey. It is as though both of your spirits recognize each other from a place beyond time, and the coming together feels less like a sudden spark and more like the steady lighting of a lifelong flame. You realize that love is not supposed to make you lose your balance. It is supposed to help you find it. When you encounter someone who makes you feel at home in yourself and in life, when their presence anchors you without chaining you, and when peace consistently surrounds your connection despite external chaos, you are witnessing one of the clearest signs that this person is chosen for you. One of the most overlooked signs that a person has been divinely chosen to be your life partner is that they act as a catalyst for your growth rather than merely a source of comfort. It is easy to assume that the ideal partner is someone who simply makes you feel good all the time, someone who agrees with everything you say and shields you from every difficulty. But true partnerships, especially those aligned by a higher purpose, do not merely aim to keep you comfortable. They exist to elevate you. When someone is truly meant for you, they will inspire, challenge, and stretch you into the best version of yourself, even when that process is uncomfortable in the short term. Their love does not enable stagnation, it encourages transformation. When God sends someone who is meant to walk life's journey with you, that person will have a unique ability to see potential in you that perhaps even you have struggled to recognize. They will intuitively notice the dreams you've buried, the talents you've downplayed, and the calling you might have been too afraid to fully step into. And rather than letting those gifts lie dormant, they gently but persistently encourage you to rise into the person you are meant to become. This is not the type of challenge that comes from criticism or comparison. It is the type that is rooted in deep belief in your capabilities. Their faith in you often feels contagious. You start to believe more in yourself simply because they consistently reflect back to you a vision of who you can be. A divinely aligned partner does not coddle you or indulge your limitations. Instead, they lovingly push you beyond the safe boundaries you've built around your life. They do so with patience and understanding, but also with conviction. They are not intimidated by your growth, nor do they feel threatened by your evolving aspirations. Instead, they celebrate your successes and encourage your progress, understanding that your flourishing adds to the strength of the partnership rather than diminishing it. Their encouragement is not self-serving. They are invested in your well-being and purpose, because they see their life as intertwined with yours. Your wins are their wins, and your breakthroughs enrich both of your journeys. It is also important to recognize that this kind of partner challenges you in your character, not just in your career or personal ambitions. They are not only concerned with what you do, but with who you are becoming. When you veer off course, when your integrity wavers, when your patience wears thin, they have the courage to gently but firmly call you back to your higher self. They are not afraid to hold up a mirror that shows you the areas where growth is still needed. And because the relationship is built on trust and love, their corrections do not feel like attacks. They feel like reminders of who you want to be at your core. This is a rare and invaluable gift in a world where many people avoid difficult conversations to preserve superficial peace. The mutual aspect of this growth dynamic is equally significant. Just as they challenge and inspire you, you naturally do the same for them. There is a beautiful reciprocity in the relationship where both people are sharpening each other like iron sharpens iron. Neither person is dragging the other forward or holding the other back. Instead, you are climbing together, lifting each other higher with every season. You become co-builders, co-dreamers, and co-laborers in each other's development. This dual commitment to personal and shared growth ensures that the relationship remains vibrant and dynamic over time, rather than stagnating into complacency. Another remarkable aspect of a relationship that catalyzes growth is that it shifts your relationship with challenges. Difficulties are no longer seen as threats to the relationship or reasons to give up. They become arenas where growth takes place. You and your partner learn how to navigate struggles together, refining your communication, patience, and resilience in the process. Even conflicts between you become less about who is right and more about how you can both mature through the experience. This mindset transforms the way you handle life's inevitable hurdles. Instead of crumbling under pressure or drifting apart in hard times, you draw closer and emerge stronger because the relationship itself was built to withstand refinement. What also becomes evident is that your chosen partner encourages you to take risks that align with your higher calling. They don't push you recklessly into ventures you are unprepared for, but they nudge you out of your comfort zone when they see you hesitating out of fear. They remind you of your capabilities, they offer their support as you step forward, and they reassure you that they will stand with you regardless of the outcome. This type of support is empowering because it doesn't create dependence. It fosters independence and courage. It emboldens you to pursue the dreams, callings, and opportunities that God has placed on your heart, knowing that your partner is both a safety net and a launchpad. Over time, being in such a relationship rewires your entire perspective on love and partnership. You come to understand that the ultimate purpose of being with someone is not merely to avoid loneliness or to be entertained. It is to build something meaningful together, to become more together than you could have been alone, and to reflect a higher vision of love that uplifts, refines, and empowers. You realize that comfort without growth eventually becomes confinement, and that true love is expansive. It invites you to stretch, to rise, and to embrace your fullest potential. Therefore, when you meet someone whose very presence encourages you to become a better person, who lovingly challenges your limitations, and who consistently inspires you to pursue your God-given purpose, recognize that you are witnessing a sign of divine orchestration. A partner who is chosen for you will not let you shrink into mediocrity. They will stand beside you both as a gentle guide and as a bold cheerleader, reminding you that your destiny is too important to remain small. And together, as you both grow, you will not only build a beautiful relationship, you will build a meaningful life. Another clear sign that someone is divinely chosen to be your life partner is their unwavering consistency and reliability. In a world that often glorifies spontaneity, unpredictability, and fleeting emotions, the virtue of consistency is deeply underrated yet profoundly powerful. When God is orchestrating a connection meant for longevity and purpose, He will not bring you someone whose presence is erratic, whose words fluctuate wildly, or whose commitment wavers with circumstance. Instead, you will notice the quiet strength of a person who consistently shows up, who does what they say they will do, and whose character remains steady across both calm and storm. Consistency in a divinely aligned partner means that their actions match their words. They do not make promises they cannot keep, nor do they offer grand gestures only to disappear when things get difficult. Instead, there is a steady rhythm to their involvement in your life. You can count on them, not in a way that feels obligatory or burdensome, but in a way that builds deep trust and security. When they say they will call, they call. When they commit to supporting you, they follow through. Over time, these small but significant acts of dependability compound into a foundation of reliability that you can stand on with confidence. This kind of consistency is not born from perfection. Rather, it comes from integrity. A divinely chosen partner is not flawless, but they are honest and transparent. When they fall short or make mistakes, they communicate openly and work to restore trust. Their reliability is not based on pretending to be something they are not, but on their authentic commitment to the relationship and to growing alongside you. This humility and accountability make their consistency even more valuable because you know it is real and not performative. Reliability also shows itself in how they navigate challenges and changing circumstances. Life inevitably throws curveballs, health issues, financial pressures, family complexities, and unexpected obstacles. But a person chosen by God does not disappear when things get hard. They do not retreat emotionally, nor do they abandon the partnership when their own life becomes busy or stressful. Instead, their commitment remains steady. They continue to communicate, they continue to offer support, and they continue to prioritize the relationship, even when other demands press in. This constancy in difficult times becomes a living testament to their loyalty and depth of character. One of the most comforting aspects of being with someone who is consistent and reliable is the emotional safety it creates. You do not have to constantly wonder where you stand with them. You are not left in a state of anxiety, decoding mixed signals or guessing their feelings. Their love and dedication are evident not through dramatic declarations, but through quiet, faithful actions repeated day after day. This reliability allows your nervous system to relax, your mind to be at ease, and your heart to open fully. Emotional safety is not created through words alone, but through the lived experience of being able to trust someone over time. Reliability also manifests in how they show up in small, everyday moments, not just in grand gestures. They remember the details of what matters to you. They notice when you are burdened or joyful, and they make the effort to be present not only during milestones, but during ordinary life. They are the person who will sit with you after a long day, who will help carry your burdens even when it is inconvenient, and who will celebrate your victories no matter how small. Their consistent presence teaches you that love is not about sporadic intensity, but about enduring commitment. The quiet assurance that they are there, day in and day out, creates a profound sense of belonging. This reliability is not limited to actions alone, it is also deeply tied to emotional consistency. Their mood does not swing unpredictably, nor do they make you feel like you are walking on eggshells. You know how they will respond to you, and you know that their care is not conditional upon their mood or external circumstances. Their steady demeanor and balanced temperament contribute to the sense that you can share your thoughts, fears, and aspirations without fear of sudden backlash or indifference. This type of emotional steadiness is rare and precious because it provides fertile ground for vulnerability and intimacy. Furthermore, a reliable partner is consistent in how they speak about the future. They do not evade discussions about long-term commitment, nor do they leave you uncertain about their intentions. When they speak of plans, goals, and dreams, they naturally include you in the picture. Their vision of the future aligns with yours, and their words about shared life plans are backed up by actions in the present that build toward that future. There is no sense of them having one foot in and one foot out of the relationship. Their consistency assures you that they are here not just for a season, but for a lifetime. This unwavering presence reflects the very nature of divine love itself, steady, faithful, and enduring. It is no coincidence that when God chooses to bring someone into your life for the long haul, their character will mirror these divine attributes. Love that is meant to last is not flaky, it does not wither under pressure, and it does not vanish at the first sign of difficulty. Instead, it is rooted, reliable, and resilient. Being in the presence of such a person gradually rewires your understanding of what real love looks and feels like. You realize that love is not about constant highs, grand performances, or endless surprises. It is about someone choosing you again and again every day with quiet steadiness. Ultimately, when you meet someone who consistently shows up for you, whose actions match their words, and whose commitment does not falter with changing seasons, you are witnessing one of the clearest signs of a divinely chosen partner. This type of reliability is not flashy, but it is priceless. It creates a bond that can weather storms, sustain dreams, and build a legacy. And over time, you come to understand that this unwavering constancy is not only rare, it is sacred. Another powerful indicator that someone is divinely chosen as your life partner is the presence of deep spiritual alignment and shared values that naturally underpin your connection. While emotional chemistry and common interests are often emphasized in modern relationships, it is the alignment of core beliefs, life principles, and spiritual foundations that ultimately determines the lasting strength and direction of a partnership. When two people are connected on this deeper level, it creates a unity that transcends external differences, challenges, and temporary fluctuations in life circumstances. It becomes a bond rooted in purpose rather than just preference. Spiritual alignment does not mean that both partners are identical in every belief or practice, but it does mean that their worldviews, sense of meaning, and understanding of life's higher purpose harmonize in such a way that they walk in the same direction. When God brings someone chosen for you, there is a natural congruence in the way both of you perceive the world, make decisions, and define what truly matters. Whether it is the way you both approach faith, ethics, family, service, or personal growth, there is a resonance that eliminates the constant need to negotiate or compromise your deepest convictions. You feel understood at the level of your soul because the other person not only respects but shares the foundational truths that shape how you live. This shared spiritual foundation creates clarity and ease when it comes to life's major choices. Decisions about how to handle finances, how to raise a family, how to serve your communities, and how to navigate moral dilemmas are not battlegrounds but shared journeys. There is a natural agreement on what is right, what is important, and what is worth striving for. You are not pulling in different directions or trying to reconcile fundamentally incompatible life paths. Instead, you walk side by side with a sense of unity that strengthens both your individual and shared purpose. Beyond practical decisions, spiritual alignment also means that both partners encourage each other's relationship with God or their higher purpose. A divinely chosen partner does not distract you from your spiritual journey, they deepen it. They inspire you to draw closer to your source of faith, not out of obligation, but out of shared enthusiasm for growth and connection. Praying together, studying together, reflecting together, and supporting each other through spiritual practices become natural parts of the relationship. These shared experiences deepen intimacy because they connect you not only to each other, but also to something greater than yourselves. This threefold bond, you, your partner, and the divine, creates a foundation that can endure life's inevitable storms. When there is spiritual alignment, the relationship also becomes a space where mutual grace, forgiveness, and compassion flourish. Both partners operate from similar ethical frameworks that prioritize love, patience, humility, and integrity. When mistakes are made, forgiveness flows more easily because both understand the higher calling to extend grace. When challenges arise, patience is practiced not merely as a human virtue, but as a reflection of a shared commitment to walk in step with divine principles. This makes the relationship less transactional and more transformational. You are not merely keeping score or negotiating compromises. You are journeying together as co-travelers in a sacred mission to reflect the best of your shared values. Spiritual alignment also means that both partners are equally invested in serving others and living beyond self-interest. A divinely chosen partner will not just focus on building a comfortable life for the two of you. They will also have a heart for contributing to the world around you. You will find yourselves drawn to similar causes, motivated by similar compassion, and energized by similar desires to make a difference. This shared outward focus prevents the relationship from becoming insular or self-centered. It strengthens your bond because you are working together to build something that benefits not just yourselves, but also the broader community and future generations. Perhaps one of the most profound outcomes of spiritual alignment is the sense of peace it brings when you think about the future. When two people share core values and spiritual priorities, there is less anxiety about long-term compatibility. You do not have to worry that years down the line you will find yourselves on divergent paths or facing irreconcilable differences. The shared foundation gives you both confidence that you are building a life that honors your deepest convictions. It allows you to dream bigger and plan further because you know your partner stands on the same ground. This confidence is not based on fleeting feelings, but on the enduring strength of aligned souls. Moreover, spiritual alignment creates a natural rhythm of mutual accountability. Both partners hold each other to higher standards, not out of control or dominance, but out of shared reverence for the principles they both live by. When one partner falters or veers off course, the other lovingly guides them back, not through judgment, but through encouragement and mutual respect for the shared path. This dynamic ensures that both individuals continue to grow, mature, and evolve together, keeping the relationship vibrant and aligned with their higher calling. In essence, when God brings someone into your life who shares your spiritual foundations and life values, it is a profound sign of divine orchestration. Such alignment is not manufactured or forced. It flows naturally and deepens over time. It becomes evident not only in words, but in the ways both of you live, make decisions, and support each other's journeys. This shared spiritual ground creates a relationship that is not only stable and fulfilling, but also purposeful and expansive. You realize that together you are not just building a life, you are building a legacy grounded in love, faith, and shared purpose. A final profound sign that God is bringing someone chosen as your partner is the unmistakable sense of inner peace and calm that surrounds the relationship, even when everything else in life might feel uncertain. Unlike the rush of infatuation or the roller coaster of unstable emotions often mistaken for love, divine alignment produces a steady, grounding feeling that whispers to your spirit that you are safe, seen, and secure. This peace is not based on circumstances or superficial compatibility alone. It arises from the deeper knowing that your souls have found resonance, and that the connection is in harmony with something much greater than yourselves. This inner calm speaks louder than fleeting emotions because it does not require constant reassurance or dramatic gestures to be sustained. It simply is. When a relationship is divinely orchestrated, one of the first things you notice is the absence of chaos and confusion. Your mind is not consumed with overthinking, guessing, or decoding mixed signals. You are not left wondering about their intentions, worrying about where you stand, or anxiously trying to force clarity. Instead, there is a quiet certainty that settles in your heart. Even if you cannot explain it logically, you just know. The relationship moves with ease, not because there are no challenges, but because both of you communicate openly, honor each other's hearts, and operate from a foundation of mutual trust. Peace replaces anxiety, and clarity replaces doubt. This inner calm also extends into how you both handle disagreements or differences. In a divinely aligned relationship, conflicts do not escalate into destructive battles. Both partners are committed to understanding rather than winning. Disagreements are approached with humility and patience, and there is an unspoken agreement that preserving the relationship matters more than being right. Even in heated moments, the underlying respect and love create a buffer that prevents words or actions from causing irreparable damage. This does not mean there will never be difficult conversations, but it means those conversations are handled with grace and emotional maturity, fostering deeper connection rather than division. The sense of peace also manifests in how naturally you can be yourself around your partner. There is no pressure to perform, impress, or hide parts of who you are. You do not feel the need to constantly curate your image or guard your vulnerabilities. Instead, you feel fully accepted and loved as you are. This acceptance creates an environment where authenticity thrives. You can laugh freely, speak honestly, and share your fears without fear of rejection or judgment. This kind of emotional safety is rare, and it is a hallmark of a connection that is anchored in divine purpose rather than fleeting attraction. Another aspect of this peace is how it allows both partners to move at a healthy pace without feeling rushed or dragged. When someone is truly meant for you, the relationship unfolds in a way that respects both of your readiness and timing. There is no pressure to accelerate commitment unnaturally, nor is there unnecessary stalling out of fear. Both of you are in sync, moving forward steadily with mutual understanding and agreement. The relationship breathes, allowing room for individual and collective growth while maintaining a shared vision for the future. This balance creates a rhythm that feels sustainable and fulfilling. Inner peace also makes itself known in how the relationship impacts other areas of your life. A divinely aligned partnership does not create division between you and your loved ones, nor does it demand that you abandon your passions, responsibilities, or personal aspirations. Instead, it integrates harmoniously into the broader fabric of your life. You find that your friendships, work, family dynamics, and personal pursuits are all enriched rather than diminished by the presence of this relationship. Your partner supports your individuality and encourages your existing relationships and goals rather than isolating you or demanding all of your attention. This integration further reinforces the sense that the relationship is not disruptive but complementary. Moreover, peace in a divinely chosen relationship cultivates resilience. Life is unpredictable, and no relationship is immune to challenges, whether they are financial hardships, health issues, or unexpected life transitions. Yet, when a relationship is rooted in divine alignment, even in the midst of external storms, there is an inner steadiness that both of you can draw from. You become each other's refuge and anchor, able to weather difficulties together without losing your sense of connection. This resilience is not manufactured. It stems from the deep knowing that your bond was not built on convenience, but on a foundation that transcends circumstances. What is most beautiful about this inner calm is that it often acts as confirmation when doubts or external voices try to sow uncertainty. Well-meaning friends, societal pressures, or even personal insecurities might occasionally cause you to question the relationship. Yet every time you return to stillness and reflect inwardly, that same quiet peace reassures you that you are exactly where you are meant to be. This assurance does not make you complacent, but gives you confidence to continue building and investing in the partnership with faith and joy. Ultimately, this profound sense of inner peace is one of the clearest ways God signals that a relationship is divinely appointed. It transcends logic, overrides external noise, and anchors you in a deep knowing that goes beyond surface-level attraction or convenience. You realize that while many relationships may begin with passion or excitement, it is peace that sustains and nurtures a lifelong bond. It is in this calm that love can deepen, dreams can be safely shared, and a meaningful life can be built together.